Hello, you guys, and thank you so much for tuning into yet another video. So, I decided that I'm gonna just try and get all of my videos out today and put it out into the universe. And there was something that I've been wanting to talk about for the longest time, and I'm not sure if you guys have. I don't know. I'm not sure if you guys have heard the news about Prince William and his alleged affair. So, I first wanted to give my perspective, just as a trans woman, on the alleged affair and what I think about outing people. So, let's jump into let's jump into it. So, I've always loved the British royal family, and I know that sounds weird because I'm like all the way in South Africa. Like, I have no real link to the British royal family, but growing up, I was just captivated by the story of Diana. And obviously, like every other little kid or every other little girl, I had a crush on Prince William back when he was hot, y'all. Back when he was like still like he's still very, very attractive, but there was a point where he was like, you know what I mean? And yeah, like love the royal family, but even in my 20s and as a teen, I always got the impression that Harry was the scapegoat and William was a perfect child. So anything that William would do, it would be covered up with Harry. And I've seen how that's played out, and I've often wondered if this hasn't led to the brothers' conflict or friction. So there had always been allegations about, like, Prince William. There had always been allegations about him cheating. I mean, I remember the one allegation where he had apparently been with one of Kate Middleton's friends. And that was quickly swept under the rug with a Harry scandal. You know what I mean? And that seems to almost be, I don't want to say the go-to or the narrative, but it's almost as though as soon as William does something, a Meghan and Harry story must come out. So these allegations came out that William had intercourse with, it's alleged that he had intercourse with somebody who is, genetically born female. However, she was using a strap-on. And the purpose of the strap-on was to penetrate him in his anus. Booty love. Booty love. Yeah, like basically, like blowing it up in the booty. Look, I'm very, very sex positive. Like, y'all know I'm trans and I'm a top and all of these things. So I'm very, very, very positive when it comes to these things. But even I was a little bit taken aback. I was taken aback, number one, at the fact that had it been Harry who had had an alleged affair and was receiving penetration from the rectum, the Sun, the Daily Mail, like a lot of these organizations, like a lot of people would talk about it. It would be everywhere. It would be everywhere. And of course it's an allegation. It's an allegation. We don't know if it's true because it never happened. But I've always found it interesting how it's not the same for Harry. It's not the same for Harry. It's not the same for Harry. Dare Harry do anything. And his name and his wife's name is just ripped through the mud with absolute hatred and with absolute vitriol. I was horrified when I came across a YouTube video that talked about Meghan Markle and Harry's daughter, stating that the daughter had passed away. and the article was rather almost mocking them. Now, we know that Lilibeth hasn't. And I just found it so distasteful that there's all of this anger and hatred towards, you know, Harry and Meghan. And then you have William, who's had alleged affairs, and it comes out and it comes out and it's all hidden. Now, my heart also breaks for William to some degree, because I've never been a fan of outing men. Like, I do understand why women get so frustrated, that they feel that, you know what, this person has taken everything from me, so let me just tell my story and give my truth. You know what I mean? Because, like, a lot of times people in power, they're the ones that misuse their power. And for the women that are victimized, not only by the patriarchy, but for the women who find themselves in situations where somebody is sort of labeled as a hero, as philanthropist, a prince, all of these wonderful things, and this woman has had the opposite experience, an experience of, you know, a negative experience, and then decides to put out these allegations. You know what I mean? I can definitely understand it. I still don't think it's right, though. I still don't think it's right. You know, like, it's outing people. Outing people is never fun for you, and it's never fun for the person that is outed. It really, really isn't. But it actually got me thinking, because obviously, okay, fine, he had this alleged affair with this cisgender biological woman who was wearing a strap-on. And the reason in the initial part of the video that I almost overemphasized the fact that he was receiving anal penetration is not because it's anything to be ashamed of, but rather I find it interesting that it's always interesting when you find out about someone's sexual kink and you didn't really know about it. You know what I mean? And yeah, like, that was really, really interesting to find out. That was really interesting to find out. And it got me thinking, like, how open-minded is the royal family? How open-minded is the British monarchy that if they had a son who, I don't know, was enjoyed anal penetration, or liked trans women, or men, or this or that or the other, or had something about him that was slightly different. What would it mean to have somebody from that type of family be part of the counterculture? How open-minded are they really? I guess we'll never know any of these answers because we don't know any of these people, but I certainly did find it very, 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 very interesting. Very interesting that, yeah, he was out here being the prince of pegging. On, like, realistically. But anyways, I love you guys. I hope you have an awesome day. I kept this one short. I'm so glad. So just let me know what your thoughts are, because, look, I've insinuated what I think. I've definitely insinuated that I believe that the allegations are true. But do you think that the British royal family is open-minded? Do you think they would ever accept something like this? And if it were Harry, would it also be swept under the rug? Who knows? Anyways, I love you guys. Bye.